This is our last test before we open up against Michigan. We've had an inter-squad scrimmage against our men's practice squad. We've had a close scrimmage against Cleveland State, and now an exhibition game against Tiffin. It's always fun to play at home underneath the big lights and in our uniforms, so it's the first time doing this. We had a lot of newcomers with the 4 freshmen, even though one is hurt, can't play, but then also the addition of Erica Donovan, and Jasmine Matthews is back from a stress fracture. So we had about five new ones out there, so and 2 new coaches, so there's a lot of nervous energy to say the least. So I try not to get too excited or wired in the pregame talk, and wanted to stay even keel. And now looking back, I probably should have been a little bit more excited and try to get them going a little sooner. Came out of the gate well, I thought, but then ended up trading baskets with Tiffin in the second part of the first half. Started out really well, strong from the arc, but finished going 2 of 9 at the arc, and I would like a little bit better balance in our 3s and 2s because I thought we had some size advantage. But we were able to get everybody in the first half. We had to play with a lot of different combinations, wanted to try that out. But I thought today's big key, if you had to ask me, were transition points. We had 30 total, only 9 in the first half, and we were able to get out and run a lot more in the second half. Got contributions from everybody. Obviously, there's a lot to work on. I'd say rebounding has been an Achilles heel since I've been here the last year, and to this game, to be out rebounded by a team not as tall as we are, it's difficult. We'll play against much taller opponents, so we need to improve upon that. And honestly, going into the game, as we've talked about, with new rules, with new hand check fouls, other new rules as well, I think we've got to do a better job of adjusting. And there were times where we became timid because we didn't want to foul, and there are times that we were late and ended up fouling where last year that wasn't a foul. But I have to give a lot of credit to Tiffin and Pam Oswald. Pam Oswald used to be at Kent State as an assistant coach under the legendary Bob Lindsay. She had her team playing really well, playing hard. They're put in a new offensive system. They've got a lot of Ohio kids. They had a lot of fans in the stands, and they bought into that system. She's been there 7 years, going in her 7th year, and has done a good job of getting those kids to play hard. And we had a 20-point lead in the first half, and they did a good job of cutting into that. And we really needed to get out and run, I felt like, and we were able to do that in the second half. Like I said, that was probably the biggest key and the turning point.
Offensively, was the idea to shoot that many 3s, or was that something where the opportunities presented themselves?
I think we had a lot of open looks, especially when things are starting to fall early. We had a lot of different kids make 3s at the very beginning, and quite honestly, we were making them, and then we kept taking them, and then when those weren't falling, we still continued to take them, whereas I think once we went on that 2 for 9 streak, we had some looks inside that we were able to pass up, especially with how much they were calling fouls. I thought we could have gotten to the foul line more than what we did in the first half, only 15 times, and we looked inside a little bit more. But I'm not ever going to tell Miriam Justinger to pass up an open shot. She came out on fire. We've always asked her to step up offensively, and I thought she did a great job for us in the first half doing that, and other people fed off her energy to begin with.
And with that 3-point look, with 14 made and a 2, 4, 5, 6, 8 different players with at least 1, is that a look that you expect this year? That many people taking 3s?
I think Erica Donovan is going to be a huge key for us, being able to play inside and outside. And when she does go outside, she's got the strength to shoot anywhere on the court. She can shoot a toe in the line. She can shoot an NBA 3. She's got a really pretty shot. Got a lot of kids that worked extremely hard on their shot, in particular Deborah Hoekstra and Katrina Salinas. Both of them made 3s in transition. Really happy about that. And I think Jasmine Matthews and Kennedy Kirkpatrick will be strong 3-point shooters for us as well, but have had limited time due to some injuries that have been nagging them so far. And Jillian so many people that can shoot the three. We just have to walk that fine line and make sure we have a good balance between inside and outside, because when you have a first team preseason selection like Alexis Rogers, you need to get the ball inside. When you have a Jill Stein who finished the season so well at such a high scoring clip, the last 5 games of the last season, you got to get the ball inside. Abby Seeker's presence off the bench for us was fantastic, giving us 7 and 9, and she had a couple of shots that she had wide open looks for, but we couldn't get her the ball. So I thought she did a good job as well, and I like our size inside. I think that'll help us a lot, but like I said, I think we need to continue to find that fine balance between inside and outside looks. But overall, I'm pleased with the effort and contributions that we got from our starters and as well as our bench, considering we still have got 2 that aren't 100% yet, and then Leah Bolton is obviously was not dressed tonight for us.
You had Katrina at the 2, particularly when Rachel was in. Is that something you're looking at to play?
Yes, Katrina will only play the 2, run the wing for us. I thought Rachel has done a good job learning the system. She's still a freshman. Jillian has been a good mentor as well. It is probably the hardest and most demanding position for us, but she has stepped up and continuing to learn. But we will move Katrina to the wing this year. If something were to happen to Rachel or to a Jillian health-wise, then we make Katrina our backup point guard for that game. But Katrina is loving the role, running the wing, and looking for her shot more and more.
When you talk a little bit about the defense, I mean, especially things that you liked or what you did defensively.
Well, we gave up way too many catches on the inside. We had a lot of Tiffin post players go block to block, and we were trailing in such a short area. We allowed too many reversals, I thought, on the perimeter as well, and I think some of that is starting to stem from the fact that we don't want to foul because of the new rule changes. So again, we need to develop a better consistency and defend a little bit earlier, in my opinion. But this is a game film where we will learn a lot from, more so defensively than offensively, in my opinion, because they were able to do some things against us that we prepared for a different system, to be quite honest with you. They ran a handful of plays from last year, but they ran a lot more handoff action than what they've typically done, even though we have practice handoffs against them this year, but not near as much. Kind of their back screen, ball screen, triangle action in the corner was new from what we've gathered on a scout from them. But we're going to have to shore up a lot of things, to be honest with you, defensively. I am proud. We did set a goal. We wanted to hold them under 50, and we did that. It was about 42 points. So they scored 6 points in that last 4-minute segment, which was good, that we were able to hold on to that goal. But this will be a film, as I said earlier, we will learn a lot from, especially defensively.
You look at Tiffin's roster, they're incredibly young. Do you feel, in your experience, getting that where you're just thrown to the wolves right away, is that a good thing for them?
Is that a good thing for Tiffin? You'd probably have to ask Pam that more so than I. But sometimes I look at our team and I'm like, we're young. You know, we've got 4 freshmen, Jasmine, who didn't play for over 20 games last year, and then you've got Erica Dunham, who didn't even play last year. She redshirted. So I feel like we've got a good mixture of a young and old. But I will say you can tell those young kids for Tiffin have bought into their system, and they're still learning their system, and they're playing hard. And she's got a really good group there. They lost a lot of seniors, but still ended up bringing back 60% of their scoring, yet lost about 3 or 4 starters. So I thought they did a good job of executing some stuff. Their best player, Carly Mast, was hurt out with a knee injury last year, is back at full strength, it looked like to me, and I thought she did a good job of attacking. She averaged 12 points last year, 11 shots a game, and she really stepped up and tried to take over the game for them.
Any other questions?